Bloody chilly and wet today, isn't it? Crap. Winter's coming in. Anyway, I was going to talk today. Ooh, I've noticed I'm starting to get my voice back properly. Jeez, that hammered me, that one. All right, we're going to talk about the WEIMAR Republic in Germany, which I feel like we're actually in today. But don't worry, people, it's not an NAZI thing. Not the WEIMAR Republic isn't. Anyway, high interest rates, loose morals. It was a disaster period. High inflation. You know, that's the picture you get of that German guy going to the bakery with a wheelbarrow full of paper money. And when he got there, went inside to get a loaf of bread with the money, and someone came along, picked the wheelbarrow up, tipped the money out, stole his wheelbarrow. Because basically money is absolutely worthless. You know, like people were going to me, Bitcoin's nothing. Bitcoin's actually nothing. It's a number. Bitcoin's a number. Exactly like your dollar note. Your $10 note, your $5 note, it's a number. That's all it is. It's a number on the bottom of it. There's a number. That's all your note is. Otherwise, without that number, all you've got is a piece of plasticky paper. That's it. Anyway, so the Weimar Republic was an absolute disaster period in German history. And what did that create? We all know what that created. That created the Mustache Man. Now, he was a socialist, see? He was a socialist. See, it's funny when people go, oh, socialism gives all the power to one person. You know, but what does capitalism do? And people going, we're capitalists. No, you're not. No, you are not a capitalist. Capitalist is the 0.01% of society. The oligarchs, the CEOs, they are capitalists. You are not. You're just the servant to the capitalists. The same way you might say the Chinese people are servants to the Communist Party. Exactly the same way. Except one's a Communist Party leader and the other one's a capitalist. See, now it comes down to, what do you want your country run by? Basically, a self-serving capitalist who's all he's interested in is making money for himself? Or do you want a leader in charge that makes your country better? That's what it boils down to. But you can't say, oh, we're a democracy, we got a voice. You got no voice at all. It makes it's like the Royal Commission. It makes it seem like you got a voice. It gives you the illusion that you've got a voice. You got no frigging voice. What's ever been solved by a Royal Commission? I'd love to hear that one. The banks, they've been telling us they're going to have a Royal Commission on the banks for like years. Nothing's ever happened. Ask Christine Holgate, CEO in charge of Australia Post. She put that business up high, like the business was thriving under her. She upset the banks. What did the banks do? They got her fired, Scott Morrison. And they used the excuse that she gave watches as presents, as Rolexes out as presents. I don't like the Rolex. Too big, chunky, typical Seppo thing, you know. Giant, oh, look at me, look how rich I am. You know, I can't stand them. I can't stand those sort of people. And I can't stand what that watch represents. I'd take it and I'd just put it in the cupboard. You know, it might gain value over years. But, yeah, so she got in trouble for handing out presents to her staff. Now, her staff did a bloody good job with Australia Post. So I don't see anything wrong with, like, even if the watch, Australia Post pulls mega profits under her. So if you bought them, even if it was a $10,000 watch, that's nothing compared to what they made. So anyway, Scott Morrison used that to kick her out. And he put his own person in there. Today, Australia Post is up Weimar Germany. It's an absolute disaster because the banks told him to do it. See, now, in a capitalistic society, the capitalists rule. They rule everything. They even rule the fake government we've got. The people we vote for, they're not the bosses in this country. They're just the lackeys. Now, in a communistic system, the actual leader rules. So, really, there's not much difference. Except the illusion they give us, like, we've got freedom. We haven't got freedom. We got no freedom. I was always wondering when I did percentages of house ownership, and like Croatia, Serbia, most of the old Yugoslav republics are in the top 10, believe it or not. See, because their income relative to the house hasn't changed much over the years. Whereas today, in Australia, our housing prices are way out of reach of the standard income holder. Like, our incomes haven't increased, but our houses have gone through the roof. Welcome to capitalism, because a capitalist is only concerned about making money, not for you. All right. Now, if you're comfortable today, you got to start thinking about your kids. You got to start thinking about, what are my kids coming into? I worry about it all the time. Right? Capitalist, all she, it's not a sexual thing, this one. All they think about is how much money they're going to put into their pockets. And if you believe you are a capitalist, you haven't got too much up here. Because you're not. All right? You're not a capitalist. Most of the people that live in Australia, the 99.99, are not capitalists. They're just lackeys. Now, they can be very comfortable lackeys, right? Or they can be labour lackeys. Well, nothing wrong with that. I'm a labour lackey. I can't put myself into the top 1% even. You know, I can't put myself there in Australia. You know, it's a bit of food for thought. It's something people should be thinking about. You know, they criticise China all the time. This is what I don't get. They criticise China. They've got the highest, they're in the top 2. Sometimes they're in 1, then they drop down to 2. But they're in the top 2 house ownership on the planet. We're not. We're about 60th, 80th. They've got a growing middle class. We've got a declining middle class. They've got free medical, free university, and their top tier universities are a lot. They're about, well, don't quote me on this, but they're about $600. If you have to pay, they're about $600 a year. All right? Or if you're a really good student and you get a scholarship, university's for free. Think about it. So they've got that. They've got the highest savings income on the planet. One of the highest saving incomes on the planet. They're sitting on about 35% of their income goes into savings. We Australians, about 6.1% of our income goes into savings. Americans are 4-point-something%. Have a think about that. Before you start putting shit on, oh, bloody commies, bloody socialists. Have a good think about it. But you know what? Most of you won't think about it until the real hardship hits. When real hardship hits, then you're going to say, hey, that's a bit unfair that they're growing richer every day and I can't even feed my kids. That's when you're going to start realising it. See, most people are very self-centred. It's all about me, me, me. If I'm going good, the whole of Australia's going good. It's not how it works, guys. I wish it was. But it's not how it works. All right, have a good one, guys. Chat later.